Welcome back. We're here, we're happy. We might have pink eye. Our left eye's hurting a little bit. Hopefully, I don't have pink eye. If I do, well, you know, it is what it is. So, today I wanted to talk about change. And you want to know what's interesting? That I just made that change right there, and what I just noticed is that I was actually going to talk about a different topic, which I'll probably talk about tomorrow. But on the fly, right now, I've decided to change it to change. So, we're on theme today, so that's good. But seriously, it's because tomorrow I start something new. Well, I've done it before. It's this thing I'm doing for my degree, so it's an important step in my future, and I've done it before, but I kind of half-assed it, and tomorrow I know I can't, and I really gotta be serious, and I'm a little worried. And today I was just like, what if I just don't do it? Or what if, it's a weekly thing, or like, what if I just do it less hours a week? Or what if I just do this? Or what if I just do that? I was doing all these things. I was like, wait, I don't even know if I like it or dislike it or if it sucks because I haven't given it a real chance because I'm worried. And I think a lot of that's because I've gotten comfortable with my current job and, my current life. And, I get comfortable, I do school and then I, do this and I do that and I do this and my life's working and I'm, happier. And so once I've taken these steps to become happier, I'm like, well, I don't want to take any more because I'm good. Like, what if I take a bad one? And I did things to certainly avoid this new chapter of my life, this thing I was supposed to be doing. I called off like last week about it. Didn't show up, and it's one of these things where it's just like, I mean, there are multiple reasons for that, but one definitely is like, oh, I'm a little worried. Like, I'm a little like, and it's not even this big thing. It's more of a little step, but I just like don't want to ruin anything I have currently going on. But the thing is, if I didn't take the steps to get here, then I wouldn't be here. If I didn't make the change to become happier, then I wouldn't have become happier. I would have stayed in my same area. I would have accepted the place I was in. I was, working a crappy job. I was making bad YouTube videos I didn't like. I was making shorts trying to get likes, but they were so terrible. Like it was god awful, and I wasn't even happy with that. I'd make them and then hate them, and that's why I ultimately quit YouTube before. So I was doing this whole cycle of just unhappy stuff. I was eating poorly. I wasn't working out. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. It was so bad. And so, I accepted that life. And once I stepped out of it and made these changes to be better, and some of them are in areas like, my degree plan or, hobbies such as these videos or, yeah, just areas of my life that are important to me. And so it's not me looking at this and be like, oh, well, the degree I'm in that field, like, I don't like it. I don't think it's important. No, I do. That's why I'm doing it. And maybe that's not where I end up in life, but it's still important to me right now and I'm still going to school for it. So it's not like I don't want to do it. It's just that I'm worried about a change. Whew. Did I just swallow air? I guess. Okay. But no, seriously, it's this, worrying about change, and I kind of just sit back and I'm like, do I want to do that? Like, I could chill out a little bit more, I could be comfortable, but then it's like, I'm just here. I'm just in the same cycle of, okay, my life's pretty good, but it could be better. And it could also be worse, and I've dealt with it worse. But when I dealt with it worse, I got out of that. So if that happens again, if I take a misstep, I can get out of that again. And I have that, and I know that. So why not take this chance of taking a step? And this isn't even a big risk, but when there is big risks which are going to be life changing, I have to take steps towards those too. And so to make these small changes now, it's building to something bigger. And the reason I'm here today and the reason I'm making this video is because of change and because of stepping out of my comfort zone. And a lot of people don't want to do that. That's why we do things like we end up with the same hobbies we don't really care about. We end up, finishing a degree that we really don't want and then going to a job we don't want and then we have to change. And then we're, living with our parents like 30 and we're looking around, we're like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? We studied plants? What? No, if you study plants and you like it, good for you. But seriously, you do these things and you just kind of go with the flow and then you don't make the changes and you don't adjust and then you're screwed, to put it simply. One area is friends. You deal with these same friends and they keep beating you down because they're not good friends. But you're like, well, my life's good enough. Or you deal with this job that beats you down, builds you down. And then, you go years down the line, you're like, dang, I wish I would have transferred. Now I'm going to try. But it's like later. And, didn't get my degree when I should have. It's these things where it's like, oh, you could have made changes, you could have made steps forward, but you didn't. You were comfortable. And I don't know the exact quote. I keep thinking of like curiosity killed the cat or whatever, but it's like, comfortability kills the mind. Being comfortable doesn't do really anything for yourself besides, kind of turning that hamster wheel. But to really do something, to really grow your brain, you have to do challenging new things. And adversity really is a privilege. Dealing with things that are different or hard or things that make you uncomfortable is a privilege, because you could be starving. You could be, you know, uh, you could have no water. That could be your fight. But instead, your fight is, oh, I do this change in my life. Well, I take this step forward. Never. We all have these tools in front of us. We all have, ChatGPT, which is actually a very useful tool. Don't use it on everything. That's not good for your brain or for the environment. But seriously, we have all these things in front of us, and we still just sit back and become comfortable and do nothing and don't make these changes. And sometimes just right in your face. Like this one is right in my face. And I'm like, I just got to do it. I just got to do it. And it's temporary. It's not even a permanent change. It's like, I just got to do it. I just got to test the waters. And I just got to do it, even though I think I might be uncomfortable. That's okay. And, if I'm uncomfortable, I can take a step back and readjust, because it's my life and I'm here for myself. You have to be here for yourself. You have to push yourself, and you have to be there when you're uncomfortable. You have to almost like be two separate people, one body. You have to be like, it's okay. We just got to keep moving. And so, yes, change is scary. It's hard. And, a lot of us just don't see a way out, this is definitely not, this is above my pay grade, but some people in abusive relationships, just don't see a way out because they see that as their life. Some people in unhappy jobs, they don't see a way out. They just see the box that they're in. They don't think outside of it. And it's understandable. That's a mindset that I think everyone can understand. When we don't see a way out, we see this simple life as ours, and that we have to keep living it. No, you can change. You can do new things. You can become better. You can do more. You don't just want to sit around and be comfortable, or you don't want to sit around and be uncomfortable too. I mean, I used to work the same job, and I'd get the same meal afterwards. And one day I knew the whole time I kind of disliked it, but one time I just sat back, I was like, what am I doing? Like, I hate this. Like, I hate spending all this money on food that I don't really care for. I don't like this job. Like, what am I doing? And it's like, I'm like, talented. I'm, smart to a degree. I'm, caring. Like, I want a better future. So what am I doing here? And, I started to take steps to do better things. It's kind of a lot of areas of my life that were bad. I was just kind of like, what are we doing? Like, I can change this. Like, let's try that. Let's try changing that. And so if there's an area of life you don't want, try changing it. Maybe your friends are bad to you. Maybe your job's not very great. Maybe your degree doesn't make you happy. And of course, be smart about it. Of course, think about it. Of course, take your time, but still make those changes. Don't stay in the same little box you've set yourself in because you're scared of change, because change is scary. We get in this area where we're like, dang, I've actually come a decent way. I'm doing okay in school. I'm in a little soccer league. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's just like, well, I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather put my applications in here. What if I get accepted and I don't like that job? Well, you can change again. That's the beauty of it. We don't get a limit on number of changes we have. You can keep pushing forward, you can keep changing. And so it's good to take those little risks. And that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And I'm happy that I was able to say that here. Happy February. Please, please have a great day and a great month. This is our month. This is our year. Thank you. Go make a change. And I appreciate all the support. We are here. We are back. February is going to be incredible. Subscribe. Bye.